Hi, I'm Patricia Casaca, and today I'll share with you all I know about the 5 Ps of sustainable development. But before we start, let me introduce myself. I was born and raised in Brazil. I live in São Paulo, and I'm a social and planetary regeneration designer, which means that I'm able to design sustainable solutions for our planet and for ourselves. Most of my projects are in the social field. So basically, I help people to engage easily with each other. So now that you got to know me a little bit better, let's start.
So we're going to be talking about the third P now, which is the P for people. Patricia, what can you tell us about the people perspective on the 5 Ps?
Yeah, here we need to consider that we are different and we have different perspectives and different cultures, but at the end of the day we are equal. And for the sustainable development we need to work to bring dignity and equality for everyone in the world. So that's what this
little detail, right?
Yeah.
If we think of a big example, like an international project, what projects could you give us as an example?
I have this. There's one thing about countries in development is that we have such nice projects. So going back to India, there's this school. It's a residential school named Shanti Bhavan. So the founder, he enrolls 12 boys and 12 girls from small villages, and these small villages are so poor. They are known as untouchables because they're so poor that no one wants to touch them. So he goes to these villages and he chose like 12 boys and 12 girls. And from when they are 4 years old, they go to the school. So it's a preschool. And he gives like studies and food, clothes, everything, like mental, health care, everything that the kids need. And so the kids it's a year-long school. So they only go back home for the winter and summer break. And they study, and during the breaks they go back home. So from 4 years old until they finish high school, they stay there. And then when they finish high school, Shanti Bhavan helped them to apply for a university, and the school also pays for their college. The only thing that the founder asks in exchange is that once they finish college, they go back to their villages and work on its development. So he knows that like 24 kids is not a huge thing, but he knows that what he's doing is the best he can do to help these families to grow financially and at least live with a little dignity. So that's a project that I always like to mention.
And if we think of a smaller scale, something that we could replicate maybe?
Yeah, there's also this, so the name is local currency. And I'm sure when I was younger, I used to play Monopoly. And that's it, basically. So to develop a community, you create a local currency, and it's like there's the national currency plus the local currency. So there's a bank, you go there and exchange the money, the national by the local, and you use the money only in this community. So a few business accepted the currency, and all the society, like all the natives have this money. So, for example, if I need to buy sugar and I have the local currency, and there's this small business from my community. I go there to buy sugar instead of going to a supermarket, and giving the money of my community to a supermarket so the money goes outside. So the only way of the community money going outside is when the business need to buy more products. So we have certain quantity of money, and it stays in the community. And also these banks, they can offer loans with very low interest rates, because the purpose here is not to earn money from the loans. It's just to help the community. So it's a lot of people heard about it already. So, for instance, in UK, they have more than 300 different local currencies, and it's been helping. There's a city in Switzerland that was with short money, and they grow because of this action.
It's incredible. It's such a small thing.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So when you think of the kids that will be participating in the Creativity Marathon, what are the tips that you would give to them so that they can include that perspective into their final project?
Yeah, always remember that dignity is like giving a life with dignity is the goal here. And we can also have in mind that we should respect everyone. I mean, this is a P that we must consider every single person. So even in order to develop a community or to do a project like this. So if we are in a group of 5 people, for example, we should take in consideration everyone. Like, no one is left out.
It's a very cool principle. Thank you very much.
Thank you.